guys, how's it going? Welcome to Chinese 2, Unit 4, Section 3. So in this section, what we're going to be learning about is traveling in China. So when you travel in China, inevitably something is going to go wrong. I think that's pretty true wherever you travel. And this can be small things like some lost luggage, or maybe you get lost, or it can be bigger things like you lost your passport or your flight was canceled. And as a side note, try not to lose your passport when you're abroad anywhere, because it's a huge pain in the butt to try and get it again or figure out with the embassy. Anyways, when I was in Nanjing, I know I found out two things that were a little troublesome to me. The first was when I was just gotten into China. I think it was my second day in Shanghai. And I was meeting up with a friend, a classmate, and we were both going to travel to Nanjing together on the bullet train. And so she had asked me if I could buy her train ticket because my hotel was really close to the train station. I was like, no problem, right? Because in the US, you can just go to an Amtrak station or whatever and just buy 2 tickets and it's no problem. So I get to the Shanghai train station, which is huge, by the way. And I stand in this really long line, there are like 5 or 6 of them. And I get all the way up to the front counter and I ask for 2 tickets, and she asks for both of our passports. And I, of course, only had my passport. So I had to turn right around and go back and call my friend and schedule a way to meet up with her to get her passport. Because I found out that in China, if you want to get a train ticket, then you need to give your identity card if you're Chinese, or your passport if you're from a different country. And I think that's just a way that they keep track of where people are moving and those kinds of things. So yeah, I found out the hard way that one lesson. And then the other thing I found out, or experienced, was on my way back. I was flying out of Nanjing and I was going to Beijing, and then I was going to fly to Seattle, right? So I get to the Nanjing airport, I'm on time, I'm early, it's no problem. I get my bags checked, and then I look on the monitor and I see my flight is canceled. Not ideal, because at this point I was pretty homesick. I was really excited to go home and see my parents and everything, and so not in the best mood. And I find out my flight's canceled to Beijing, which would throw the entire thing off, because then I would miss my flight to Seattle and then all sorts of problems. So I go up to the ticket counter and I explain, to the ticket agent that I, need to catch my flight to Beijing, and they say, oh, okay, well, we switched you, so you're now on a different flight to Beijing, and you're going to have to pick up your luggage and then recheck it in. And this is all happening, I think, an hour and a half, 2 hours, from when I land in Beijing to when I have to leave. So, freaking out a little bit, because you're supposed to get there, 3 or 4 hours before your flight, if it's an international flight, and be at your gate, And the Beijing airport, of course, is another huge airport. But it all worked out in the end. I got my ticket redone so that I was on a new flight, and I just made it to my gate. I, picked up my bags, rushed I had to run to another terminal, take a whole bus to another terminal to check in my bag again, and then get through security again, and then go and wait at my gate. I think I got there with probably 15 minutes before they started boarding, so I was pretty psyched. But anyways, so the whole moral of these 2 stories is that when you're in a foreign country, when you're in China, you're going to have to adapt, because things will change quickly, right? And so learning a couple of key phrases, and learning some strategies on how to deal with like airport personnel or something like that is super useful. So why don't we get started and learn what we need to learn so that we can avert disaster?